Hello, ladies, recap here. Spoiler alert, watch out and keep safe always. High school student Peter Parker visits a genetics laboratory with his best friend Harry Osborn and Peter's love interest, Mary Jane Watson. There, Peter is bitten on the hand by a genetically engineered super spider. Shortly after arriving home to his Aunt May and Uncle Ben, he is rendered unconscious. Meanwhile, Harry's father, scientist Norman Osborn, owner of Oscorp, is attempting to preserve his company's critically important military contract. He experiments on himself with a new but unstable performance-enhancing chemical vapor that hugely increases his speed, strength, and stamina. However, it also drives him insane and he kills his assistant, Mendel Strom. The next morning, Peter finds that his previously impaired vision has improved and that his body has metamorphosized into a more muscular physique. At school, he finds his body producing webbing and that his quickened reflexes let him avoid injury during a confrontation with rival and bully and Mary Jane's ex-boyfriend Flash Thompson. Peter discovers he has developed superhuman speed, strength, the ability to stick to surfaces, and a heightened ability to sense danger. Brushing off Uncle Ben's advice that, with great power comes great responsibility, Peter enters a wrestling tournament to get money to buy a car and impress Mary Jane. He wins his match, but the promoter cheats him out of the contest money. When a thief steals money from the promoter, Peter allows the thief to escape as revenge. He later discovers his Uncle Ben has been carjacked and shot dead. Peter chases down and confronts the carjacker in a warehouse only to realize it was the same thief he let get away. After Peter disarms him, the fleeing carjacker falls out a window to his death. Meanwhile, Norman Osborn kills several scientists and the military's General Slocum. Upon graduating from high school, Peter begins using his abilities to fight injustice, donning a costume and the persona of Spiderman. Loudmouth newspaper editor J. Jonah Jameson hires him as a freelance photographer, since Peter is the only person providing clear images of Spiderman. Norman, upon learning Oscorp's board members plan to sell the company, assassinates them at the World Unity Fair. Jameson quickly dubs the mysterious killer the Green Goblin. The Goblin offers Spiderman a place at his side, but Spiderman refuses. At the Osborn and Parker's Thanksgiving dinner, Norman, unknown to Peter, deduces Spiderman's true identity. The Green Goblin subsequently attacks and hospitalizes Aunt May. Mary Jane admits she has a crush on Spiderman, who has rescued her on numerous occasions, and she asks Peter whether Spiderman ever asked about her. Harry, who loves Mary Jane, arrives and learns she does not feel likewise toward him. Devastated, Harry tells his father that Peter loves Mary Jane, unintentionally revealing Spiderman's biggest weakness. The Goblin kidnaps and holds Mary Jane and a Roosevelt Island tram car full of children hostage alongside the Queensboro Bridge. There, he forces Spiderman to choose who he wants to save, and drops Mary Jane and the children. Spiderman manages to save both Mary Jane and the tram car, while the Goblin is pelted by civilians on the bridge, showing loyalty to Spiderman and contempt for the Goblin's evil deeds. The Goblin then grabs Spiderman and throws him into an abandoned building where they battle with the Goblin gaining the upper hand. When the Goblin boasts of how he will later subject Mary Jane to a slow and painful death, an enraged Spiderman overpowers the Goblin, unmasking him. Norman begs for forgiveness, but his Goblin persona attempts to remote control his glider to impale Spiderman. The superhero avoids the attack, causing the glider to impale Norman instead, finally killing him. In his dying breath, Norman tells Peter not to reveal his crimes to Harry. Spiderman takes Norman's body back to Osborn's house and hides the Green Goblin's equipment. At Norman's funeral, Harry swears vengeance towards Spiderman, believing him responsible for killing his father, and asserts that Peter is all he has left. Mary Jane confesses to Peter she is in love with him, but Peter, feeling that he must protect her from the unwanted attentions of Spider-Man's enemies, hides his true feelings and tells her that they can only be friends. As Peter leaves the funeral, he recalls Ben's words about responsibility, and accepts his new life as Spider-Man.